Hey guys, welcome, and I will look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I wasn't able to make it today, but I wanted to um, introduce your next assignment, and then we'll go ahead and look at a couple photos from your past assignment with a catchlight and eyes tomorrow. But I wanted to give this to you so you could start working on it. This will be due Friday before noon. And so this next photo assignment is lines. I'd like you to turn in one photo. Um, so go ahead and make sure you're taking notes now and able to get down written down what you need to do. So I'd like you to turn in one photo that demonstrates um, that you understand how to use lines in a photograph to make it visually appealing. Okay, so I've got a couple examples for you. This is a photo, I believe, of a walkway or something where there's a grid on the ground, and really neat, right? How the perspective is down from the ground, and the depth of field, just causes these white reflection lines or white lines here to just really blur and spread out. It's really neat. I think how this image was captured. So this is one example. So again, it's lines, but it uses depth of field and perspective to really um, be impactful. All right, here's another one. Love this one. I believe it's concrete steps with looks like a covering of ice on them. It's hard to say. So I also like how it's black and white, and potentially some of your photos of the lines that you're going to turn in, we'll want to mess with those on Friday or next week maybe, and turn them, convert them to black and white. A lot of times, a photo that's black and white, um, it becomes more of a visually appealing image because when you make it black and white, you take away any colors that could be distracting to the eye. So, for example, if this had a red flower or a pink flower on a step, um, then it would lose some of that impact from the lines. So, I like how this one has the top step here, or this top step in the frame. It's lined up parallel with the top of the frame. Okay. If this was twisted more one way or the other, tilted, and that wasn't there, this wouldn't be as much of a impact, I don't think. And the way the lines kind of change, it's almost like a fan. They kind of fan out. This one's pretty neat. Some sort of walkway, and one thing I'd like to point out with this is how the wall on the left, it it opens up and widens right to the top left and bottom left of the photo. So you see the edge of that wall there. They just go right up to the corner in the top left and right down to the corner in the bottom left, which just is really nice for the eye. Kind of takes you on a journey. And then, of course, these lights in the floor are pretty cool, and the shadows they cast on the wall. Also, you can see this line right here of the other wall that curves and wraps around. This is parallel with this side of the photo. This is kind of an interesting photo. Under a bridge maybe, or an overpass. It's hard to say, but this one, a lot of the lines are created from the sunlight coming through, right? And so you've got sunlight and shadows, and that adds a bunch of lines to this. This one definitely I don't think would look very good in color because it looks like there's a bunch of trash and garbage in here, and it would just really distract from the impact of these lines. Here's another example. I think that out of all the examples I'm sharing, this one's maybe like the least powerful, but still a neat example and good demonstration, of having this line right here of the building or this wall lined up parallel with the edge of the photo. Okay, so they lined that up, and then the rest of these lines just kind of work their way through. It's neat. There's simplicity to this, just with the big gray building and the blue sky. I like this photo of the stairwell. Probably not something you have in your home, but if you were out and about with your family and maybe near a parking structure, a lot of times they have stairwells like this. I like the contrast and different lines created with the light and dark. And there's not even really let's see, this line right here, if you can see it, is kind of lined up with the top of the photo. But other than that, there isn't really per se a line in this that's lined up with the side of the photo. However, you can tell that the perspective is straight on and it's not tilted left or right. And so that alone is kind of what I think makes this image visually appealing. In the same way, this image is really neat. I think that I should stop using the word neat. That makes me feel like a goofball. This is really neat, you guys. Anyway, so this photo, again, these lines of the pool are not parallel with the sides or top of the photo, but you can tell with the perspective that the horizon is straight, okay? It's not tilted left or right. And I think, the snow on the ground, the just the contrast of colors, the simplicity of colors make this image really visually appealing. And lastly, this is a sweet photo of downtown buildings looking up, right? Just taking a picture just about straight up from the ground with a couple buildings. Again, making it black and white is great. And again, yeah, that's something we can try to add on a couple photos next week. If you feel like your photo would be more powerful black and white, we should try that and see how it looks. You might be able to get some, I think you could probably get a couple photos similar to this in downtown Lansing. There's some tall buildings and some buildings that have glass all over them, so that could be fun to try. So again, just to recap on your assignment, a photo of a photo that demonstrates lines, okay, and also I'd like your photo to be more like of a full scene rather than zoomed in close. So I don't want to see photos of maybe books on a shelf, or a desk or anything like that. But this picture, just kind of think full picture and like full scene. So if you're using the zoom lenses, you're gonna want to be able to zoom out to the 18 millimeter focal length. If you're using one of the 50 millimeters, you're just gonna need to step back and really kind of capture the full scene. And inside or outside is fine. I think this could potentially be a challenge in your house, but um, some homes have neat lines in a room if you look up and so have fun with that, and I will see you guys tomorrow.